University Challenge. Asking the questions, Amol Rajan.
Hello and welcome to University Challenge. We are halfway through round one of this year's competition. 14 teams have put fingers on buzzers so far, and tonight another two will go head-to-head for a place in the second round, one of which is the first ever from their university to appear on this programme. Lancaster University was one of the so-called plate glass universities established in the 1960s to meet rapidly growing demand for higher education places. It's one of a very small number of UK universities that have a residential college system. All its students and all staff belong to one of 9 centrally controlled colleges which provide accommodation, pastoral care and social events. Former Lancaster students include the actor Andy Serkis, the writer Sarah Waters and the engineer Lucy Rogers, while its best finish in this competition to date has been second place in 1980. Let's meet this year's team from Lancaster.
Hi, I'm Josie Hyland. I'm from Ainsdale in Merseyside and I study philosophy, politics and economics.
Hi, I'm Talha Hussain. I'm from Manchester and I study history.
And their captain.
Hi, I'm Lex Wiggins. I'm from Watford and I study maths.
Hello, I'm Owen Neal. I'm from Bledlow Ridge in Buckinghamshire and I study physics.
Making its University Challenge debut tonight is the University of Lincoln. Formerly the University of Humberside and based in Hull, in 1996 it relocated to its current campus on the Brayford Pool, the creation of which has played a significant part in regenerating Lincoln's city centre. Notable Lincoln alumni include the animator David Firth, the architectural historian Jonathan Foyle and the presenter Lauren Layfield. The university is also home to the National Centre for Food Manufacturing and in 2023 was awarded a Queen's Anniversary Prize for its work in that field. Let's meet the first students ever to represent the University of Lincoln on University Challenge.
Hi, I'm Grace Bloomfield. I'm from Buckingham and I study chemistry.
Hello, I'm Laura Bruce. I'm from Perth and I study conservation of cultural heritage.
And their captain.
Hello, I'm Samuel Ormond Chan. I'm originally from Derbyshire and I study computer science.
Hi, I'm John Clayworth. I live in Wigan in Greater Manchester and I study history.
Very nice to see you all. Welcome to University Challenge. Should we get going? Let's do it. Fingers on buzzers. Here's your first starter for 10. Good luck. Commonly used as a flavouring or condiment, which plant in the genus Brassica appears in the names of all of the following? A Qing Dynasty manual on painting, one of Titania's servants in A Midsummer Night's Dream, one of the potential suspects in the board game Cluedo, and
Lancaster Highland.
Mustard.
It is mustard. Well done. Your bonuses are on the pioneer of chiptune music, Hirokazu Hip Tanaka, and his work for Nintendo. Quote, I had a concept that the game's music should make players feel as if they were encountering a living creature. Those words from Tanaka refer to his score for which 1986 science fiction action-adventure game, the first in a long-running series?
Is it Metroid?
I'm thinking Metroid.
Metroid?
Yes. Together with Keiichi Suzuki, Tanaka scored the first 2 games, released in 1989 and 1994, in which series of RPGs, whose player characters include the 13-year-old psychic Ness, either of 2 common names. Yes, well done. A theme based on the folk song Korobeaniki is the best known of several tunes created by Tanaka for the first Game Boy version of which puzzle game?
Tetris, I'm thinking.
Yes. Tetris.
Yes, it is. Well done. Let's start the question. I'm looking for the name of a film director here. Professor Isaac Borg encountering hitchhikers on his way to receiving a doctorate, and the knight Antonius Block attempting to outwit death through playing chess are plot points in 2 films of 1957 by which director? The films in question are Wild Strawberries and The Seventh Seal.
Lancaster Hussain.
Alfred Hitchcock.
No, you may not confer, Lincoln, but anyone want to have a buzz? No, I'll tell you. It's Ingmar Bergman. Let's have another starter question. Weta is the common name for a group of around 100 species of giant flightless crickets endemic to which...
Lincoln Ormanchat.
New Zealand.
It is indeed New Zealand. Well done. Your bonuses, Lincoln, are questions on the Forth and Clyde Canal. In 1763, which English civil engineer surveyed a route for the Forth and Clyde Canal? His other works include the 3rd Eddystone Lighthouse off Plymouth, built using Portland stone to withstand the force of the waves.
There's Basilchet and there's... It could be... What about Telford?
No, it's not Telford.
Not Telford. What about
Oh, no,
Stevenson?
Yes, maybe. I think maybe.
Stevenson?
Bad luck, it's John Smeaton. In 1867, the Forth and Clyde Canal was bought by the Caledonian Railway Company, which in 1923 was absorbed into a railway, often abbreviated LMS. For what do those letters stand?
London Midland Scottish. London Midland Scottish?
Correct. In 2002, for the first time in about 70 years, the Forth and Clyde was reconnected to the Union Canal, 35 metres above it, a feat made possible by which structure, the world's only rotating boat lift?
Falkirk Wheel?
Yes, it is. Well done. I'll start the question now. In Power from 1979, which national leader is named in the subtitle of The Achilles Trap, a 2024 non-fiction work by the US journalist Steve Cole? Based partly on tapes seized by US forces, it concerns faulty assumptions and misapprehensions in the years before an invasion of 2003 and ends with...
Lincoln Clayworth.
Is it Hussein?
Yes, Saddam Hussein. Your bonuses then, Lincoln, are on a story in Greek mythology. The story of Orpheus and Eurydice is retold in which musical by Anais Mitchell, winner of the 2019 Tony Award for Best Musical?
Hades Town. Hades Town?
Correct. The poem Severed Head Floating Down River by which poet depicts the aftermath of Orpheus's death and dismemberment, where his head continues to sing? It appears in her 2016 collection, Falling Awake.
Pass.
It's Alice Oswald. An account of Orpheus and Eurydice ends the Georgics of which poet?
I'm not sure.
Pass.
It's Virgil. Let's start the question, and it's a picture round now. For your picture starter, you're going to see a map of one of the historic counties of Wales with some helpful wording removed. For 10 points, I need you to name the county in the centre of the map, edged in yellow.
Lancaster Neil.
Powys.
No, you can have a bit more time, Lincoln, but you may not confer.
Lincoln
Is
Clayworth.
it Gwyneth?
No, it was Cardiganshire or Ceredigion. We'll take your picture bonuses when we get a starter right. In use since 1992, the national flag of which country includes a yellow sun with 40 evenly spaced rays, believed...
Lancaster Wiggins.
Kyrgyzstan.
It is Kyrgyzstan. Well done. For your picture starter, Lancaster, you saw a map from John Speed's 1611 book, The Theatre of the Empire of Great Britain, one of the first complete sets of county maps for England and Wales. For your bonuses, 3 more maps of historic Welsh counties taken from Speed's atlas. 5 points for each you can name. Helpful wording has, of course, been removed. And again, in each case, the county you need to name is in the centre of the map, edged in yellow. First.
Ooh, is this Pembrokeshire?
No, it's on the Shropshire.
It's not? Okay. Oh, it's on the Shropshire. Oh, yeah. It's Montgomeryshire, I think. Right?
Maybe.
It could.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Montgomeryshire.
Well done. Secondly.
Is it North, like Flintshire?
is-
Flintshire next to, or is it?
I think it's either Flintshire or Denbighshire. I think it's probably Flintshire.
It could be Flintshire, yeah.
Flintshire.
Bad luck, it's Denbighshire. Bad luck. Lastly.
That's Gwyneth, isn't it?
Yeah, Gwynedd.
No, that is roughly where Gwynedd is now, but Gwynedd is much bigger, and we're looking for the historic county, which is Carnarvonshire. Bad luck. Let's start the question. What 2 planets appear in the titles of all of the following? A 1975 album by Wings featuring the singles Letting Go and Listen to What the Man Said. Books by John Gray and Deborah Camp.
Lancaster Wiggins.
Venus and Mars.
It is Venus and Mars. Well done. Your bonus is then, Lancaster. 3 questions on operas and artists. The painter Mario Cavaradossi is the lover of the title character in which opera by Puccini, first performed in 1900. After Mario's death, said title character leaps to her death from the battlements of Castel San Angelo.
I only know one Puccini opera.
I know 2 Puccinis and other than this.
It's not Madame Butterfly, definitely not.
It could be
So
Madame
that's
Butterfly.
okay. Madame Butterfly.
No, it's Tosca. Which German painter is the subject of Paul Hindemith's opera Mattis der Maler, first performed in 1938? He's best known for an altarpiece completed in about 1516 for the monastery of Isenheim in Alsace.
Any ideas?
I should know this. Isenheim Monument is like a super famous. I don't think it's Van Eyck. I think it's again maybe Bruegel. I don't know.
Nominate Neil.
Bruegel the Elder.
No, that's Matthias Grunewald. First performed in 1954, Igor Stravinsky's opera The Rake's Progress is based on a series of engravings by which British artist?
Hogarth.
William Hogarth. Let's start the question. What play is this? The name of the character referenced in its title may suggest the supernatural, though the stage directions state that he must create an impression of massiveness, solidity and purposefulness. First performed in 1945.
Lincoln Ormanchan.
An inspector calls.
Well done. It is indeed. Well done. Your bonus is, Lincoln, 3 questions on advances in statistics during World War II. The problem of estimating the size of a population using a discrete uniform distribution when sampling without replacement is named for what type of military hardware, after the Allies were able to predict German strength using factory serial numbers?
Munitions. Artillery?
No, it's tanks. Statistician Abraham Wald used a plot of bullet holes on returning Allied aircraft to illustrate what cognitive error, where an invisible subgroup can be mistakenly discarded to produce overly optimistic results?
Is it survivor bias? Because it's... I know the diagram.
Maybe.
If you think it's good. Since the diagrams were sort of... Where the holes were was not where they... Survivor bias?
Yes. Finally, the Banburismus technique, named for the Oxfordshire town of Banbury, used conditional probabilities to reduce the computation time needed to solve the rotor settings of which machine?
Oh, that's a rotor. I mean, a machine gun. Yeah. Sometimes. Gatling. Sorry? Gatling gun. Gatling gun?
No, that was Enigma. That was the Enigma machine. Let's start the question. Which common vegetable is the subject of a 1773 chemical examination by Antoine Augustin Parmentier, one of a number of works in which he advocated for its value as a...
Lincoln Clayworth.
A potato.
It is indeed, yes. Your bonuses, Lincoln, are on British wild birds. In each case, give the common name of the bird from the description. All 3 names are in the form noun plus verb plus the letters ER. For example, woodpecker or flycatcher. First, Certhia familiaris, a small mottled brown woodland bird with light-coloured underparts. Its name indicates its habitat and manner of movement.
So what birds can we think of that live in the woodlands? Pass.
It's the tree creeper. Second, Circus cyaneus, a medium-sized, slim bird of prey with a round, owl-like face shape, with males and females being mostly blue-grey and brown, respectively. The first part of its name indicates a kind of domestic fowl.
Is that duck catcher? Could be a hen catcher. Hen catcher?
Bad luck, it's a hen harrier. Bad luck. Finally, Hematopus australegus, a wading bird with black and white plumage and a distinctive orange bill. It is named in part after a kind of shellfish.
Oyster catcher. Oyster catcher.
Correct, yes. Let's start the question. In a paper published in 2023, bioinformatician Hiroki Takizawa proved for the first time that perfect play by both players in which board game will always lead to a draw. Originally created in the UK...
Lincoln Bruce.
Noughts and crosses?
No, I'm afraid you lose 5 points. Originally created in the UK in the 1880s, the game's black and white pieces are referenced in its...
Lancaster Highland.
Go.
No, it's Othello. Now start the question. What name is given to the large triangular type of sail attached to a boat's front mast and used primarily for downwind courses? Its distinctive shape inspired the design of an observation tower in Portsmouth that shares its name.
Lincoln Clayworth.
Spinnaker.
Yes, it is a spinnaker. Well done. Your bonuses, Lincoln, are on main characters in Pixar films. Voiced by Kelly MacDonald in a 2012 Pixar film, which character shares her name with the capital cities of both the Mexican state of Yucatan and the Spanish autonomous community of Extremadura?
Nominate Clayworth. Merida.
Yes. Which Pixar character has a 4-letter name that is also an acronym used in biology to denote the most recent living organism from which all bacteria, archaea and eukaryotes are descended?
Luca.
Yes. Which Pixar title character has a name literally meaning no one, which he shares with a character from an adventure novel first published serially between 1869 and 1870?
Yeah.
Nemo.
Yes, from Finding Nemo, of course. Music round now. And for your music starter, you're going to hear a piece of popular music. For 10 points, I need the name of the group you hear performing.
Lincoln Clayworth.
Kraftwerk.
It is Kraftwerk, yes, well done. Your bonuses then, Lincoln. For your music starter, you heard a remix of Kraftwerk's Expo 2000, commissioned for the World Expo held in Hanover that year. For your bonuses, 3 more pieces of music commissioned for major expositions, 5 points for each composer you can name. First, the composer of this piece, commissioned for the 1937 International Exposition of Art and Technology in Modern Life in Paris.
Don't recognise it. Anyone?
Pass.
So that was Olivier Messiaen. Secondly, the Russian composer of this piece, commissioned for the 1893 World's Columbian Exposition in Chicago.
Do you know any Russian composers? Yeah, I can't think of any others. Tchaikovsky?
No, that was Alexander Glazunov with the Triumphal March. And finally, the composer of this piece, part of a set of songs written for the 1924-25 British Empire Exhibition.
Could be Handel, it could be Elgar. Could be Handel or Elgar, I don't know. Just pick one. Handel. Handel?
Just a few centuries out with Handel. It was, in fact, Elgar. Here we go, fingers or buzzers. Kven and Meänkieli are minority languages closely related to and sometimes considered northern dialects of what national language? The eastern dialects of this language are closely related to the Karelian language spoken in a...
Lincoln Ormancham.
Finnish.
It is Finnish, well done. Your bonuses are 3 questions on the history of proprietary medicine. The first medicinal patent issued in England was given to physician Nehemiah Grew in 1698 for what chemical compound, which he marketed for its bitter purging quality. Grew discovered it in the waters of a town in Surrey.
Any idea?
Harrogate Water isn't in Surrey. Harrogate's not in Surrey, so it wouldn't be that.
Come on.
I don't know. Pass. Pass.
Epsom salts. The Pharmacy Act of 1852, which gave the government its first powers over the pharmaceutical trade, was passed under which Prime Minister? Its successor, the Pharmacy Act of 1868, expanded the government's power to regulate the contents of scheduled poisons in proprietary drugs and was passed under this man's former Chancellor, Benjamin Disraeli.
Gladstone. Gladstone?
No, it was Edward Smith Stanley. Which American physician, when asked in a 1955 interview who owned the patent rights to his new polio vaccine, responded, "The people, I would say. There is no patent. Could you patent the sun?"
Salk?
Yes, well done. Let's start the question then. Who is being described here? From 1915, he spent 3 years as a prisoner of war, escaping after sending coded messages to France to arrange for a map of Germany to be delivered in the hollow handle of a tennis racket. In 1913, he had become the first person to fly across the Mediterranean, and his name is now synonymous with a major sporting event in Paris each May.
Lancaster Hussein.
Roland Garros.
It is Roland Garros. Well worked out, yes. Your bonuses, Lancaster, are on critically endangered crafts of the UK and Ireland, as defined by the charity Heritage Crafts. Name each object from the description. First, a type of parchment made from soaking calf skin in lime water and stretching it over a frame.
Pass.
That's vellum. Next, a small boat traditionally made of willow or hazel and animal hide and associated with Ireland, where they are known as Nivorg in parts of Munster. It is cognate with the English and Welsh names of similar boats.
No, we don't know.
That's currach. Finally, a leather bag worn around the waist, its name meaning purse in Gaelic. Some varieties are decorated with silver, pewter, chrome and fur, while a horsehair variety is worn by pipers in the British Army.
Is that Spowen, maybe?
Nominate Hussein.
Spowen?
Correct. Now let's start the question. The subjects of which painting, completed in 1533, remained unidentified for centuries until a 1900 book by art historian Mary Harvey confirmed them to be Jean de Danteville and Georges Dassel.
Lincoln Clayworth.
The Ambassadors.
It is indeed, by Holbein, of course. Your bonuses are on writers who have served as Children's Laureate. Name each from the description. First, the laureate from 2001 to 2003, who launched the My Home Library scheme that encouraged children to build libraries at home. Her work for children includes Goggle Eyes and Madame Doubtfire, the latter of which was adapted into the film Mrs. Doubtfire.
Pass.
That's Anne Fine. Secondly, a novelist and screenwriter who wrote the opening ceremony for the London 2012 Olympic Games and who was appointed as the new Children's Laureate in 2024. His work for children includes several continuation works of Ian Fleming's Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Any ideas? Pass.
That's the great Frank Cottrell Boyce. Finally, the 2005 to 2007 laureate who toured the country encouraging children to read out loud and who created the book Great Books to Read Aloud. She is the author of the Tracy Beaker series of books.
Jacqueline Wilson.
Yes, it is indeed. Now let's start the question. Picture round now. For your picture starter, you're going to see a painting. For 10 points, name the artist.
Lancaster Neil.
Mondrian.
It is Mondrian, well done. Rare instance of all 8 of you knowing the answer, I think. That was a 1921 painting by Pete Mondrian, an artist associated with the De Style movement, which influenced the artwork of the White Stripes' 2000 album of the same name. For your picture bonuses, you'll see 3 more pieces of art that inspired album artwork. You need, in each case, to name the artist of the painting you're seeing, not the band it inspired. First, this Austrian artist.
I don't know, only artist knows Klimt. Okay.
Klimt.
Nope, that was by Sheila, and it inspired the album artwork for David Bowie's Lodger. Next, this panel from a late 15th century painting.
Bosch.
Bosch.
Yes, used on the cover of an album by Deep Purple. And finally.
Oh, that's Manet, I think. Manet.
Manet.
Yes, Bow Wow Wow recreated that for the EP Last of the Mohicans. Let's start the question. Attributed to computer scientist Lotfi A. Zadeh, what adjective is applied to logical sets or systems to which individual items neither certainly belong nor certainly don't belong?
Lancaster Wiggins.
Bloom filter.
I'm afraid you lose 5 points. You may not confer, Lincoln, but you can hear more of the question, but rather have a probabilistic degree of membership. You may not confer. Anyone want to have a go? No, I'll tell you. It's fuzzy. OK, now let's start the question. Here we go. The word rikishi denotes practitioners of which sport? They compete in tournaments known as Honbasho.
Lancaster Hussein.
Sumo wrestling.
It is sumo wrestling, yes. Your bonus is Lancaster. 3 questions on major oil ports, specifically those threatened by rising sea levels. First, at risk with only a 1 metre rise in sea level, Yanbu and Ras Tanura are oil ports on the west and east coasts, respectively, of which Middle Eastern country? Both are operated by the national oil company Aramco.
Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia.
Yes. Also on the at-risk list is the city of Galveston, named after a 18th century Spanish colonial governor. It forms a port district with which major US city?
Is it the Texas one?
I think it's Houston.
Houston.
Yes. Finally, in what country is the port of Fujairah, located on the east side of the Musandam Peninsula on the Gulf of Oman?
Yeah, on the eastern side. It's not going to be Oman, so...
UAE.
Yeah. UAE.
Yes, it is. Well done. Let's start the question. Just 15 points in it. At 815 metres in height, what is the tallest summit in England outside of Cumbria?
Lancaster Neil.
I'm afraid if you buzz, you've got to answer straight away. Sorry, but you lose 5 points. You can hear more of the question, but you may not confer, Lincoln. Located near the northern terminus of the Pennine Way, it lends its name to the range of large hills spanning Northumberland and the Scottish borders. Anyone want to guess? You can, but you can't confer.
Lincoln Clayworth.
Grampian.
No, it's the Cheviot. Let's start the question. The Martians was a name jokingly applied to various prominent 20th century scientists from what country? The term, often attributed to physicist Leo Szilard, referred to...
Lancaster Neil.
Hungary.
It is indeed Hungary. Well done. Your bonuses, Lancaster, are on self-portraits. In each case, I want you to name the artist from the subtitles usually given to some of their self-portraits. First, an artist born 1593. Subtitles include As a Lute Player, As the Allegory of Painting, and As St. Catherine of Alexandria.
Gentileschi, try.
Yeah. Sorry. Nominate Highland.
Gentileschi.
Yes. Secondly, an artist born 1741, with a sheet of music, in the character of design, listening to the inspiration of poetry, and hesitating between the arts of music and painting.
No clue, sorry.
Rossetti.
Rossetti.
That was Angelica Kaufman. Finally, an artist born 1853, with straw hat and pipe, with grey felt hat, and dedicated to Paul Gauguin.
Van Gogh.
Yes, now start the question. 3 minutes to go, scores level. Rayonnant, flamboyant, decorated, perpendicular, and Strawberry Hill are all subtypes of which style of architecture, typically characterised by pointed arches and rib vaults?
Lincoln Clayworth.
Gothic.
It is Gothic, yes. Your bonus is Lincoln. 3 questions on ancient texts. Featuring portions which date from the 3rd millennium BCE, what name is given to the work whose title is literally translated as The Chapters of Coming Forth by Day? It is comprised of writings known as the Coffin Texts and Pyramid Texts.
Nominate Clayworth.
Is it the Dead Sea Scrolls?
No, it's the Egyptian Book of the Dead. Written in the Ge'ez language, the Lefafa Sedek, or Bandlet of Righteousness, is sometimes known as the Book of the Dead of which modern-day country?
Ethiopia.
Yeah, said to be first composed in the 8th century by Padmasambhava, the Bardo Todol is the so-called Book of the Dead of a form of Buddhism from which region?
Tibet.
Yes, it is. Another starter question. The Peltier effect concerns changes in what physical property when a current flows at the junction?
Lincoln Norman Chen.
Temperature.
It is temperature, yes. Your bonus is the 3 questions on the recipients of the Hubbard Medal, awarded by the National Geographic Society for distinction in exploration, discovery and research. Which Norwegian explorer received the Hubbard Medal in 1907 for his successful transit of the Northwest Passage? Come on. Come on.
Amundsen, it won't be him.
Nominate Bloomfield.
Amundsen.
Yes, it is. Which 3 men were jointly awarded the medal in 1970 in recognition of an achievement which culminated on the 20th of July 1969?
Pass.
That's Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin and Michael Collins. Along with Sylvia Earle and E.O. Wilson, which film director was awarded the medal in 2013 for his deep-sea explorations?
James Cameron.
Yes, it is. Another starter question. Works in which key include Felix Mendelssohn's Scottish Symphony, Gustav Mahler's Sixth Symphony, and the completed piano concertos of Clara Schumann, Robert Schumann, and Edvard Grieg?
Lincoln Clayworth.
B minor.
No, I'm afraid you lose 5 points. The relative minor of C major, it has no sharps or flats.
Lancaster Hussein.
A minor.
Yes, it is. Your bonuses are 3 questions on a US president represented on Mount Rushmore. Who assumed the presidency after the assassination of William McKinley?
Teddy Roosevelt.
Teddy Roosevelt.
Yes, having lost the Republican nomination, Roosevelt fought and lost the 1912 election as the candidate of what newly formed party?
Progressive Party.
Progressive Party.
Yes, Roosevelt was awarded the 1906 Nobel Peace Prize for mediating an end to what conflict?
Russo-Japanese War.
Yes, another starter question. The River Severn enters what English county from Powys?
Lancaster Wiggins.
Gloucestershire.
No, I'm afraid you lose 5 points. Flowing east and south through its county town, past the former Roman settlement of Viraconium and through the towns of Ironbridge and Bridge North.
Shropshire.
Got a buzz.
Lincoln Norman Chen.
Shropshire.
It is Shropshire. Your bonuses are on the origins of an organisation. Which organisation traces its origins back to the start of the principal triangulation of Great Britain? And at the gong, Lancaster have 145 and Lincoln have 170. Well played. I thought you were absolutely fantastic coming back as you did there. And there is definitely a chance you're coming back. But I thought you played absolutely brilliantly against a very, very strong team. So well done. And I'm sorry if the word Shropshire haunts you for the rest of your days, but it may do.
It already did, don't worry.
Lincoln, the first team ever from Lincoln, and you're through to the second round. That is a fantastic achievement. There was a little spell where I thought you slightly disappeared for a bit, but you came storming back with a brilliant set of answers. So well done. We shall see you again. Your run continues. That is a fantastic debut for your university. I hope you can join us next time for another first round match. But until then, it's goodbye from Lancaster.
Goodbye.
It's goodbye from Lincoln.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.